Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and I'm here with another cheapy fragrance review. It is supposed to be a clone fragrance, but let's talk about that in a second here. From the house of Lattafa, it's Vurv Royce Black. Now the Vurv house is under the Lattafa umbrella. This is kind of a cheap looking bottle. I feel like, you know, I don't usually do presentations, but it is kind of a cheap looking bottle. Yeah, even like the sticker at the bottom, it kind of makes it seem even cheaper, which it's a pretty cheap fragrance. I'll link it down below. Now, this fragrance is supposed to be a clone of this guy right here. Paco Rabanne 1 Million Prive, which is a really good fragrance. When I got it, it wasn't my favorite. I got a tester of it, but I think I decanted some of it out because I definitely haven't used that much. It has definitely grown on me, and now I'm like, oh, I probably shouldn't have decanted any of it, but it is a pretty big compliment getter every time I wear it. And I think because the 1 Million line, all of them off my skin have performed really well, so it is really easy to get compliments with them. Now, here is why I think it is interesting that this is a clone. If you go on Fragrantica and look at the notes for both, they are not the same notes. In fact, there is not even one note that overlaps. I'm gonna read you the notes in the 1 Million Prive, and then we're gonna read the ones in Vurv Royce Black. So 1 Million Prive has cinnamon, mandarin, tobacco, myrrh, tonka bean, and patchouli. Okay. Vurv Royce Black, you got pink pepper, clove, apple, iris, juniper berry, amber, rosemary, and oud. Which is why it's not that interesting that they don't smell 100% alike, but do they smell really similar? Yes. So this is the 1 Million right here, my right hand, and this is the Royce Black. Yeah, they come off really similar. Really similar. But the Royce Black, especially when smelled side by side, but even when it's not smelled by side, is, I want to say this just because I don't want to like not be honest about it, it's incredibly more synthetic. So if you have 1 Million Prive, you're definitely going to notice the difference. And on top of it, it's sweeter. So the spices in 1 Million Prive make it a lot more smooth. The type of sweetness in there is a lot smoother, while it's a little more screechy in the Royce Black. Yeah, and it's just, it is a loud sweetness. So are they one-to-one? I don't think so. Do I think they accomplish the same thing? Sure. So basically, let's talk about the scent profile and this Vurv Royce Black, because you know, you came to watch that video. So you are gonna get a warm, spicy fragrance with a really hefty dose of sweetness, at least on my skin, but even on this strip. And it's maybe like not a huge dose of sweetness, but it's a screechy sweetness. And if your nose is not that sensitive, honestly, I don't even think you're gonna notice it. But I think it's like really hard to smell 1 Million Prive and then smell that and not notice the difference. Is this a good fragrance, and is it good for a warm, spicy fragrance that has like that kind of clove vibe? Yes. And it's funny, I didn't notice the iris until I read the notes, and then I was like, oh yeah, there's totally the iris in there. It's a smooth iris. I actually think the iris here is done well. And I think this is a fairly nice fragrance, but the pink pepper is very clearly a pretty synthetically done pink pepper, which I don't love that. Now, off of my skin, I think it smells pretty good, because in the air, like, I'm obviously not like continuing to smell my skin all day, but in the air, I think it actually smells pretty good, and it's a lot more forgiving in the air versus paper. I mean, I think I've told you before, there's a handful of Middle Eastern fragrances that when you go directly to smell off skin, it is rough. This, for me, same. I think a lot of people are gonna look past that, because at the end of the day, this is discontinued, and to find something that takes its place, that's huge. I'm not gonna give you a percentage on this either. I'm definitely gonna say it's not one-to-one, it's just kind of in the ballpark of. But I'll also say this, as it dries down, it definitely gets closer. I don't think it ever goes 1-to-1, but again, you're not going around asking people to smell it and tell you the difference. So I don't think it's gonna make a huge like difference to most people. People just want you to smell good. And for this one, it does smell good. I mean, in terms of performance, it's not exactly up to par with the 1 million line, but, oh, hold on, Rocky's here. Not completely up to par with the 1 million line, but if you add like 1 or 2 more sprays, it'll get you pretty similar performance. It's not like a sleeper at all. So I actually think it performs pretty well, especially for the price, which I'll put the price up here because I don't like saying the price, because sometimes I get something and then like a month later, same website, which is Fragrance Buy, which doesn't mess with prices too much, the demand will be so high that it'll go up. So I'll just put the price up here, and I won't even edit this until the day before it posts, so it'll be pretty accurate. For the price difference, because now when you buy 1 million Prive, you have to like search for it, and it's definitely a much heftier price. So I think for the price, you're getting something good, even if you have 1 million Prive and you just don't want to, you know, burn through your juice on colder days because you want to save it. This isn't a horrible replacement. Now, is there a better replacement? I don't know, but I don't love wearing anything with that screechy synthetic smell. Have I enjoyed wearing this fragrance? If you want to get the same feel, I think it'll be, you know, not a replacement, but something that'll get you there. For me, I don't see myself wearing it too much because at the end of the day, like, I have a lot of fragrances, so even though I already have a little dent in this, if I want to wear this, I'm just gonna wear this. Is this a fragrance that I feel like I need? No. I think this fragrance is either gonna get sold in like some sort of cheapy bundle, or I'm gonna give it away. I give away a lot of my fragrances when I see my family. I don't need it. I'm probably never gonna wear it again. Did I enjoy the wearing experiences when I did wear it? Yeah, because it's actually really nice in the cold. However, now that I've done like a thorough review on the difference between this and the 1 million Prive, I'm probably gonna pick 1 million Prive every time. Again, it's a lot smoother. In the air, you may not notice, but I notice. And I know that I have a pretty sensitive nose, so that's really more of a flaw on me. Do I think that you need this if you love 1 million Prive? I don't know, because I think if you have a really sensitive nose, you may not dig it as much. Again, not a bad fragrance by any means, honestly worth the price, but not a need if you have a lot of other winter fragrances, and if you do mind a little bit of a synthetic, it's the synthetic spice. Synthetic spicy notes are the ones that I don't always love if they're too synthetic. Saffron, pink pepper, notes like that, when they are done synthetic, it is, to me, noticeable that it is not the fragrance that it's trying to emulate. So maybe if I try it again, you know, I don't know, later in the winter, I might end up keeping it. However, as of right now, I would say I'm probably not going to keep this fragrance. Do you need it? No, but is it something that will get you kind of in the ballpark of the 1 million Prive, especially if you don't have it? Yes. And if you don't have 1 million Prive, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't go searching those prices. I'll probably get something like this because it will do the job, especially if you're not going to notice the difference because you don't own the original. Yeah, like when I smell it out of the cap, I think it smells really good. And even when I smell it on strip, I think it smells really good. I just prefer this one. And because I prefer this one, it's not really likely that I'm gonna reach for this over this. And I wanna be like really clear. I have multiple Silver Mountain Water clones. I love Silver Mountain Water and that DNA. And there are clones of Silver Mountain Water that I would reach for over Silver Mountain Water. I mean, you guys already know Afnan Supremacy in Heaven. I prefer that to the Silver Mountain Water DNA. I'm not selling either one of those. I'm not selling any of the clones of Silver Mountain Water. I love that DNA so much, and I love all of the clones and the tweaks that they've made on the OG, and I still love the OG. Now, this one, maybe it's because this isn't the DNA that I typically gravitate towards, but if I do, now that this has finally started to grow on me, the 1 million Prive, I'm gonna reach for that over this because it is smooth. And the 1 million line, I mean, they make a very people-pleasing DNA. They haven't missed yet. I haven't tried the oud one. I tried the Royal and I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to buy a bottle. Will I eventually? Probably, because the 1 million line is pretty much a killer. Oud, I don't really buy anything with oud in the name, unless it says something about like oud being like more of a woody. Other than that, I'm really not digging anything with oud, like I'm not going after it. But I will tell you, if you don't own it and you want something in the ballpark of, and you don't want to spend like hundreds of dollars, I would say you might as well check it out. You're not out too much. You're out whatever I posted before, and I will link it down below. It's gonna be, I think, a fragrance buy link, because that's where I bought this. I'm not sponsored or anything like that. If you've tried this, I'm asking you to comment down below and let me know what you think, especially if you have 1 million Prive, because I think a lot of people probably like this. I'm just maybe being a little picky because I don't love like that synthetic spice note. Whenever I smell that synthetic saffron, synthetic pink pepper, anything like that, it's a hard pass for me. If you like this video, give it a like. Remember to be subscribed to my channel, hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop another video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.